If you have been trying to overcome imposter syndrome, but no matter what you do, it still comes back, then this video is for you. Because in this video, I'm going to show you the absolute root cause of imposter syndrome. And this is the stuff nobody's talking about. So you can finally stop wasting so many hours every week overthinking and over preparing, questioning yourself. Before I will show you the 3 beliefs that create imposter syndrome, I have a very important message for you. Please listen carefully. I know we are all impatient on YouTube. We all want to get to the point very quickly. But if I don't tell you what's coming next, you will just waste your time watching this video. I have been doing belief work with over 350 clients in the last 7 years. So I've worked with over thousands of subconscious and limiting beliefs that create things like procrastination, imposter syndrome, self-doubt, and so on. The most important thing when it comes to doing the belief work is, one, those limiting beliefs are always completely illogical. I had clients who are extremely accomplished. I've worked with psychotherapists, and they all had beliefs about themselves that absolutely contradicted everything they are on paper. When I show you those 3 beliefs, I want you to always remember that this is an illogical territory we are in. This doesn't make sense. And the worst thing you can do is to look at those beliefs with your conscious, logical mind, with your smart mind, and ask your logical mind, do I have this belief or not? Does this belief feel true about me or not? Because the answer will always be no. Your logical conscious mind will never say, oh yes, I think you have a limiting belief about yourself here. Because that's not the job of your conscious mind. What I want you to do instead is feel into your gut. I want you to pay really good attention to your gut feeling. Because I know that from my experience, I had thousands of beliefs that I have discovered about myself that have limited me. And one thing that I always notice is that when a belief feels true about me, it kind of hits me in my body. It's kind of like, ooh, this kind of resonates, even though I would never say this about myself. Because these 3 beliefs I'm going to show you that create imposter syndrome are not things we usually think about ourselves in a conscious way. This is not the picture that we have about ourselves. Don't discredit these beliefs just because they sound illogical or crazy. This is really important. And then the second thing, and then we will begin in just a moment, is that those beliefs are not a representation of who you are. What I'm going to show you might sting a little. It might feel a bit uncomfortable. And what I'm saying here is not that you are that on a personality level or you are that as a person, but rather those beliefs that you picked up in your lifetime came from your environment. They are not a mirror of who you are, of your capabilities, of your worth as a person. So there is really no need to feel any kind of shame when you recognize that you have a belief that creates the imposter syndrome. Okay, I want you to remember that there are so many successful people on this earth right now who have those beliefs, who are not aware of them, but those beliefs sabotage them every day and almost every waking moment. Okay, so let's begin with the first belief. So belief number 1, and this is what I call the I have to earn my worth belief. How do you know if you have that belief? If you notice that you feel pressure to prove yourself over and over again, or no matter how much you achieve, it never feels like enough, then chances are really high that you have this belief. Another way of describing the belief is my value depends on my performance. Or you could also say, I am only valuable if I'm constantly achieving something new. And this is what creates this being in a hamster wheel feeling situation where you can never relax after you have achieved something, that the goalpost just keeps moving further and further away. Belief number 2, this is what I call the if people saw the real me, they would lose respect belief. When someone praises your work, you internally think, oh well, if they saw the real me, they wouldn't say that. And the belief that is behind this is, I'm not safe in being seen as I really am. And this belief creates other kind of sub-beliefs that say, I'm just not as good as others, I'm not as capable as others, maybe I am stupid, or others are just better than me. Belief number 3 is that I'm fundamentally behind everyone else's belief. And this belief shows up in all kinds of situations. I make an example. Have you ever entered a room full of successful people, or people who are even more successful than you, and as soon as you enter that room, you kind of fold into yourself internally, and you suddenly start to feel small and insignificant, like everyone is just above you and you're just like kind of inferior? This is exactly when that belief shows up. The belief is, I'm inferior, or I'm flawed, or there's something wrong with me. And I know that sounds crazy, right? I know you never think that in your conscious mind. I know you are a brilliant, successful, capable person. But like I said in the beginning, imposter syndrome gets created by beliefs that are illogical. And it's uncomfortable for us to even imagine that we could have the belief that we are somehow inferior to others. But if you observe the feeling in your body that you have when I say that, or if you observe yourself in those situations that I've mentioned, you will start to see, maybe even very slowly, that this belief actually holds some truth for you, even if you don't want it, even if it sounds crazy. But that's how beliefs work. Another way this belief could be described is with things like, if people saw who I really am, they would reject me, or I'm not naturally accepted, or I don't belong to the people at the top. Maybe you're thinking now, okay, interesting. I don't consciously think that I'm not enough, but I do sometimes feel like everyone has something that I just don't have. And so we can create like a cascade with those beliefs when we take the belief, I am inferior, because if you unconsciously believe that you're inferior, then you will have thoughts like, okay, I need to work harder than everyone else. I can't make mistakes. I need more proof before I'm qualified. People will eventually realize I'm not as good as they think, and so on. Based on these 3 beliefs, we can logically derive at every imposter syndrome symptom there is. For example, perfectionism, procrastination, difficulty owning success, fear of exposure, constant comparison, and success anxiety. The only way to overcome imposter syndrome permanently, without needing to manage it, without doing nervous system regulation, without coping strategies, without using productivity hacks and all of those techniques, the only way to really resolve it is to work on these beliefs. Not in a superficial way, like just writing down the opposite of it, using affirmations, but really kind of surgically removing them from your belief system, from your subconscious. And this is what I specialize in. So if you ask yourself now, okay, what is the best way to get rid of these beliefs, to finally overcome imposter syndrome? You can watch this video here next, where I show you why mindset work doesn't resolve imposter syndrome and what actually does. So you can stop wasting hours every week questioning yourself, leaving so much money and so many opportunities on the table.